End Munich, May 2018, I came across a small and affordable hybrid tube amp with integrated DAC and phono input. It is made in Italy and is yours to have for just €1200. Synthesis is founded in 1992 by Luigi Lorenzen and holds office close to Milan in the north of Italy. The production facilities are located about 500 kilometers southeast from Milan along the Adriatic Sea. They have a portfolio of over 20 products and the Soprano is their entry-level amplifier. The Soprano is available in black and silver. The right compartment holds the transformers while the left holds the 4 power tubes. They are housed in vertically spaced metal plates and are lit by a LED in the sockets. On the front we find the power button and 5 push buttons for input selection, phono, analog line and a digital on coax, optical or USB. To the left the large volume control with above it the power LED and the infrared sensor for the included remote control. On the lower left part the 4 tubes. On the rear left the IEC main socket. Further to the right 4 loudspeaker binding posts that accept bare wires, spades and banana plugs. Right of that the 3 digital inputs, USB, optical and SPDIF. Completely on the right the 2 analog inputs, line and moving magnet phono with ground terminal. The chassis is made of 1.7 mm folded metal screwed together with over 20 screws and is very sturdy. It needs to be, for when we look inside we see a heavy mains transformer and 2 output transformers. In between the transformers the power buffering and the 115 to 230 volts AC selector. Behind the front panel the PCB that holds the input selectors, volume control, power LED and infrared sensor. When we look closer we see the analog inputs using the JRC 4580 op amps. The optical and coax inputs use the Asahi Kasei AKM 4117 receiver that feeds the AKM 4430E DAC chip from the same maker. This is a 24-bit 192 kHz Delta Sigma converter. And then I found a second DAC chip, the Burr Brown PCM 2707. It's only used for the USB interfacing. As a consequence the USB input is USB 1.1 compliant and limited to 16-bit and 48 kHz sampling. A small microprocessor will take care of system control. Closer to the PCB holding the tubes we find the drivers in the shape of matched pairs of MJD340s. The tube PCB stands on risers so that the tubes raise just above the lower plane of the cabinet. The ceramic sockets hold a small LED in the center to provide the tubes with glowing light. The Electro Harmonix EL84 tubes are matched pairs and operate in Class A push-pull mode. The output of the tubes is sent to the output transformers and from there to the loudspeaker terminals. By the way, never operate a tube amp when the speakers aren't connected. Switching on has to be done by pushing the power button and can't be done from the remote control. There are no direct input select buttons on the remote control either. You press input up or down to change the inputs. And the volume control, which is a rotary encoder and not a potentiometer, feels a bit flimsy and lacks any indication of its settings, and a balance control is lacking. The manufacturer stated upfront that a more robust rotary encoder will be used in the near future. For the rest there's not much to tell about using the Soprano. And if you came to the conclusion that it might not be a very interesting product, please keep watching. Listen to the Soprano and you get a totally different feel about this amp. Also when using the USB input. Voices are velvety, Brass has a lot of detail and power without getting nasty, and the stereo image is the most spacious I ever heard in my setup too. The Acoustic Energy Radiance 1 loudspeakers in this setup are not over complex to drive, but unforgiving for shortcomings of the amp. Since they are supported on the low end by the REL T5 subwoofer, they offer an impressive details and powerful sound field when combined with the Marantz KI Lite amplifier. The Soprano does not fully match the Marantz Chord Mojo combination, but only the KI Lite costed the same as the Soprano. And I must say that when the Mojo is connected to the Soprano, I wouldn't know what to choose. The Marantz is more precise, but the Soprano is more emerging, more evolving. It is the characteristic of Class A amps and of tubes. Either one brings charm into the music, and the Soprano has both. Do I wholeheartedly recommend this amp? It depends. I'm a tube sound lover. And don't start about the warm sound of tubes and that it has higher distortion. The term warm would indicate a nonlinear frequency response, and that would be wrong. It's hard to describe, but it must have to do with low level distortion, since I hear it the most with Class A amps and single-ended tube amps, where the crossover distortion will be low. Anyway, people that prefer a sound with a bite shouldn't go for the Soprano, nor would people that like low efficiency speakers, or people that like to play very loud, and these can not only be found in heavy metal circles. I know of an opera lover that blew up any speaker he tried until he got Bose 901s. No, the Soprano is a choice of the gourmand. As the owner of my local Chinese restaurant once aptly said, not for the much but for the yummy. Synthesis has built an amp that differs from the mainstream. Almost Spartan feature wise, but with a price sound quality ratio that exceeds the mainstream. I love it and keep looking out for more products like this. And if that's your interest too, subscribe to this channel or follow me on social media. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel through Patreon or PayPal. Any financial support is much appreciated. The links are in the comments below this video on YouTube. Help me to help even more people enjoy music at home by telling your friends on the web about this channel. I'm Hans Beekhuizen, thank you for watching and see you in the next show or on thehbproject.com. And whatever you do, enjoy the music.